I hope I'm not too late to set my demon straight. I know I made you wait, but how much can you take? Okay, by the way, why did I do that? I just wanted to do it. And second, we're doing a video about more Shams moves. Woohoo! Shams covers the entire NBA for us for, well, I won't say for free, but he does it so I don't have to pay someone to do it. That's great. That's just great. It means I get access to all the moves that are happening across the league, and I get to see what's happening and bitch and whine. That's what today's episode is going to be. It's a lot of bitching and whining. We're going to look over and talk about some moves where, like, I'm just like, oh, this is a good move, this is a bad move, right? And understand that 95% of these moves are motivated from the new salary cap. That was my fan over top of me making weird noises. Seems to be possessed unless you stare at it. Not true, but it might be. Who knows? All right, so I'm gonna go over every free agency move that I didn't go over in my previous video. If you feel like I'm just riding the coattail of that video, I have bad news for you. That's exactly what I'm doing. Am I gonna be talking about the draft? No. The only thing on the draft that I know is Cooper Flag went number 1, which all he do is just go number 1. Right. I'm not covering that because I know nothing about it. I do know like a little bit. I know a little bit of players who were drafted. I am not going to judge college players until I see them play an NBA game. We will be talking about their talents and stuff and what I can see from them in a summer league game when the summer league games actually happen, but I'm not going to be talking about college prospects ever on this channel. I will never buy into a college prospect hype until I see them hoop in the NBA. I did that with Zion and I did that with a few other college prospects. And they have done fuck all since they got to the league. All right, not gonna do it again. Can't hurt me. These are all, Jesus Christ, man. Shams telling me all about the goddamn draft. I do not care. Anyway, so I did not cover this in the last video because it didn't happen yet. Van Vliet got a new deal. That's 2 years, $50 million. So basically what that means is he's got $25 million over 2 seasons. This is actually a really good contract for him. It's also a much smaller contract than the one that he was previously on. It works if it's the Rockets, if they need to move him, which I don't think they should, but if they need to move him to get more pieces, they can. It's much easier to do it that way. I'm going to give this move an A, especially considering how much he did for them in the playoffs. John Collins opting into his deal. Now, for John Collins, this is a fucking S-tier move. For the Utah Jazz, do you still want to be paying John Collins $25 million a season? I mean, not that that money would be going to somewhere else, but like Anthony Edwards victim. That's it. Good move for him. Terrible move for them. Mark Williams has been traded to the Suns. This was a good move. I saw this happen on draft night, and the reason this did in fact happen is because the Charlotte Hornets made it very clear that they did not want this guy on the team. They already had traded him earlier. Or they attempted to trade him to the Lakers, and when that didn't go well, we winded up being here. So, yeah, they tried to trade him one time and they didn't, and this time they got a first-round pick out of it. So that's something. Sorry. Yeah, no, they got a first-round pick. My bad. Sorry, guys. The Suns have finally gotten some bigs on their roster. They didn't have any of those last year. I guess they did it now because not only because they drafted some guys but they also just thought it would be a good idea to have bigs on the roster. I don't know why they didn't think that was a good idea last year, but hey. Couldn't do it because of the money situation, but that's always your fault because no one told you to trade for Bradley Beal. Still a good move. Masai Ujiri is no longer, by the way, just let me tell you who that is. Masai Ujiri is the guy who helped build the championship core that you saw on the Toronto Raptors in 2019. That guy was the smart genius that was like, you know what? DeMar DeRozan is not enough. We're going to trade you. Me? Why do I have to get traded? You're right. We have to send someone else with you. We want Danny Green. Pirtle, pack your bags. Woo! I don't have to be in Canada anymore. Sends him to San Antonio. Man, I miss Canada. And then he went back to Canada. That's what happened. I mean, they also won a championship in Toronto, which is pretty cool, but, you know, he was also responsible for getting Marc Gasol, all that, guys, all that. He's looking for a new job. It was pretty clear to me that he wasn't going to that he wasn't going to re-sign with the Toronto Raptors. They were looking to move in a different direction. And Masai Ujiri built a championship team. He does not seem interested in a rebuild. So yeah, that could be interesting. A lot of Rockets players got they intend to sign these guys. Is Aaron Holiday, Drew Holiday's brother, one of the Holiday brothers. Just 3 of them actually. Jason Tate, they're planning to re-sign him, and Jeff Green. Jeff Green is probably going to be coming back on a vet minimum deal, obviously. These are key guys they're looking to get back. I'm not even going to cover that guy because who the fuck is he? Seriously, Justin Edwards? Like, I don't even know who this is. Not covering that. Okay, this is a big one. The Minnesota Timberwolves. I just want you to remember this. This is one of the reasons they traded Cat. They traded Cat, and both teams did make the conference finals this year, and both teams did go home in the conference finals, but that's still not bad for either team. Right? They signed Naz Reid, and they gave him a $125 million contract over the course of 5 seasons, which is $25 million each season. I'm not really sure how the money is exactly stacked up, but I always average the contract out versus the contract actually slightly increases over time, right? It's like you get $2 more million this year than you would the previous year, right? Because some people set their contracts up like that. In fact, most people set their contracts up to not front load them, even though I think personally you should front load your contract and leave a player option as your last year. But what do I know? It's a great move from them. I think that giving him this extension is great. He's obviously very crucial to the franchise, and they need to retain him. And $25 million a season for what he brings to the team, as far as his production, is really good to my knowledge. Now, here's the moves that made me actually record a video today. I know you're saying, well, wait, aren't those other moves kind of important? Yeah, they were kind of important, but they don't have anything to do with my fucking favorite team. So, fuck those things. We traded straight up Isaac Okoro for Lonzo Ball. I am going to be 100% honest with you. I hate this trade for both parties. It makes no sense to me for either team. I just don't understand this point-blank period. It's a bad trade in my opinion. And the reason I'm saying this is because the perimeter defense of the Cleveland Cavaliers is absolutely it's fucking terrible. I just want you to be honest. Because we are forced to run Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell, who are both 6'3"-ish, and Darius Garland is really 6 foot, to be quite honest. Mitchell plays bigger than his size defensively because of his abnormally large wingspan. He's got the inverse thing of Desmond Bane, who was recently moved to the Orlando Magic. He's actually got a very long wingspan. That's why when he jumps, even though he jumps like probably just as high as every other freakish athlete you've ever seen, it's easier for him to posterize you because his arms are so fucking long. Also, he's built strong as shit. So I really liked Isaac Okoro in the role that he played last year. I've been I think I was very, very pro Isaac Okoro. I think that a lot of games that we lost this year is because the defense was pretty bad when Isaac Okoro wasn't there. I note he also did take strides as a 3-point shooter this season. I thought that he was fine, especially considering we had just re-signed him on a very cheap deal. I'm going to look at Isaac Okoro's deal right now, but it was very cheap. And also, Lonzo's deal is not as cheap as Isaac Okoro's deal. We drafted Isaac Okoro with the 5th pick, if I'm not mistaken, a while ago. Let's see what his money is. Oh, God, when I type in deal, it doesn't talk about... It talks about him being dealt out to the Chicago Bulls instead of his contract. What is his contract? He got a contract last year, and it's not even that bad. He makes $11 million a season. That's the guy we just traded. He makes $11 million a season and plays great perimeter defense and had just got a 3-point shot. Why? I don't get it. Like, it actually just... It really hurt me that we traded him, to be honest. 5th overall pick in the 2020 draft. I don't know why you're trading him. It didn't make sense to me. Especially because, let's talk about how much Lonzo Ball makes really quickly. I think Lonzo Ball might be making $8 million this season. But I think he's on an expiring contract, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, God, it didn't tell me the right player because I misspelled his name. I put an X instead of a Z. They're right next to each other on the keyboard. You can't fault me. Lonzo Ball. Well, he's making slightly less. He's making slightly more than that, but slightly less. He is owed 10 million. Yeah, he's owed 10 million. And he'll be a free agent next year. Well, not next year as in like this year. But like 2000 at the end of the 2027 season he'll be a free agent. I don't really like this move. We already have enough guards on the team. I'm looking at the depth and I'm just thinking this doesn't make a lot of sense, especially because we had another serviceable guard for when Garland is not playing. Now, is he the world's greatest guard? No, but like Lonzo is an upgrade from that guy. Don't get it twisted. But we weren't losing games because the games we lost weren't because Isaac Okoro was out there, dog. It was because contrary to popular beliefs, he needs Darius Garland to set up the offense for him because he is not a playmaker and a dribbler. He does do that in a very small, limited role, and I liked him in that very small, limited role. He didn't hurt the offense in that point, and his defense was still really good, whereas I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I love this guy. I fucking hate this trade. I hate this trade so much. Like, especially because Lonzo just got a contract extension, which when the Bulls gave him the extension, I was like, why the fuck would you commit more money to this, right? He already didn't play all of this fucking time for you and was getting all of this money passively, right? Why would you then commit more money to that? I wouldn't do that. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. It's so terrible. But that wasn't the only move that the Cleveland Cavaliers made. We're deciding to extend on a Sam Merrill. So here's the thing. Sam Merrill and Isaac Okoro played the exact same extension, the exact same fucking role, right? And the reason that you might extend a Sam Merrill, right, is if you're looking at this team and you're thinking, well, last year they were the #1 offense, right? And they were really good throughout the regular season. Here's the thing. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Cleveland being the #1 offense did not pay off for them. Their defense sagged way too low in the playoffs in the Indiana Pacers series for us to win. And then the Indiana Pacers out-offensed us. And they out-defensed us as well. So I just want to be completely honest when I say this. And I know the Cavaliers had injuries. I'm not going to be one of those fans who tells you, if my team was fully healthy, they would have beat. Bro, they didn't. Grow up. Right? I'm not going to tell you what ifs and whatever because, like, to be honest, what ifs like this schedule will happen every year and no one cares, right? 4 years, $38 million. That's not a big contract at all. That's roughly $9 million a season. Now this is a smaller deal than even what's the name is on. And Sam Merrill, to be fair, can run the offense, but he's a defensive liability, and we already have those. Like, we already have defensive issues with what's the name? And Lonzo could just theoretically, he could play better defense than a Sam Merrill, right? Will he ever play better defense than Isaac Okoro? No, absolutely not. Is he more offensively capable than Isaac Okoro? His passing alone makes him more offensively capable than him. And they're, if I'm not mistaken, just based on like 3-point percentage, they're pretty similar, to be quite honest. So let's check those out real quick. We'll check that out. I actually have Basketball Reference open for once. We'll check out Lonzo Ball's 3-point shooting percentage. We'll have to check on, times that he's been, playing for a longer amount of time. Because, let's be honest, if we just look over... I didn't put the entire name. We just look over at his career's 3-point percentage. It's not as consistent as you might think. And he's also gotten better as a 3-point percentage overall. So, last year he shot 36% from 3. But his field goal percentage was sub 40%, which is absolutely awful. Now... this is in a very limited offensive role, and I think he can play better than this. Oh, sorry, my bad. No, his 3-point percentage is actually down from what it used to be. That's his career, and I'm looking at his thing. Field goal percentage was 36%. Even worse. So, I know he played limited games last year. How many games did he play? 35 games. That's not a good sign for me. I don't like that. Isaac Okoro was much more healthy than that. And Isaac Okoro also had injury problems. So, this is why the trade doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Neither one of these guys is the pillar of being healthy, right? Neither. All right. Okay, and then we're going to compare it to Isaac Okoro. I'm pretty sure Isaac Okoro shot better from 3. just straight up. Isaac. I'm just gonna type his fucking last name because I keep misspelling Isaac. It's 2 A's. Wow, that's something. Load website. Load. There we go. Yeah. No. 37%. He shot 37% from 3 last year, and his field goal percentage is not that different. His points went down because we didn't ask him to do nearly as much offensively, and his effective field goal percentage went up for it. His free throw percentage is fine. Like, by all accounts, Isaac Okoro is a serviceable role player making serviceable money. I liked Isaac Okoro on my team. I don't understand why we traded him. I hate this, actually, like, so much. I really loved Isaac Okoro on my team, and I think Chicago fans, you should be grateful, because Isaac does have limitations as an offensive player, right? No questions about it. But you just traded a guy that you weren't really using, who doesn't really play games, for a guy who does play games, who plays damn near double his games. Well, not damn near double his games, because he played 35 to 55, but that's 20 more games. I don't like the idea of trading this guy. I really don't. I think he could have been a better shooter next year. Like, for sure, definitely. It sucks though. As far as the other move that was made, my brother's team and the Miami Heat, they made a move to re-sign give Davion Mitchell I think it's an extension. It wouldn't be re-signing because free agency isn't here yet. I'll probably do another video predicting all the free agency moves later, but this is what I wanted to produce for today. This video will not actually be going up the day I recorded for once, mainly just because I think hitting the YouTube algorithm at a specific time will give the video better results. But yeah, love you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that stuff. Thanks for watching.